So, you know, there's the Samsung Note 5, but what came before it? Way before it, it was the Samsung On5. So this guy was way before the Note 5, even though they, well, the whole Note series, even though they look very similar one another, it has the same camera placement and everything. But yeah, you might see from the side that this one has a little hole right there to pull the back out. And when we do, you'll see that the battery's still there. But it's pretty good. It's not actually like just completely pregnant. It looks really empty from this view. But I mean, if we just kept on going inside, it'll most likely look like a mess, because Samsung at this point was making really messy phones on the interior. Sadly, I think this one is not turning on, even though it looks so clean. Yeah, and yeah, it doesn't. What it does do is that it kind of warms up, but the screen never works. So it just kind of stays here. And I've already connected it, but it doesn't do anything. I really wanted to test the camera, just like on the Note 5, because this one's pretty brand new, but when we open it, from just this, I think you can see that there is no battery. So yeah, that's pretty sad. I don't think this phone has a SIM. Or well, it does in the interior. I just remembered. You cannot take the SIM out, I think, unless you took the battery out. But the thing, even though this On5 doesn't work, I have another On5 that I'll go get. For this other On5, I'll be needing gloves, because this one is a ticking time bomb, basically, and it still has the battery in it. And the battery is not like this one. It is way worse. And all it has is just 11 years, which is not that much for an old phone, really. So are you guys ready for this? Yeah, you might not notice anything yet, but the back is really clean. Until I do this, that you'll notice how it goes up right there. And then when I turn it over, this could have been a really nice thing too. Yeah, this is most definitely a very well used On5. It has this little camera blocker. It's pretty useful. So I brought this little napkin to actually clean it, because it's a bit dusty. But what really is, well, what's really sad about this one is that this is the cleaner one. This is way cleaner. Look at that. It's silvery still. And the back is completely clean, unlike this one, because of its old cover. Look at that. And the camera looks better. This one looks so well preserved. But then the screen is just... and the battery. So let's crack into this thing. I got this little thing to actually pull the battery out without having to touch it. And this isn't the only new old phone that I have. I have this entire bag of old phones. iPhone 10, iPhone SE, 3, maybe? No, yes, iPhone SE 2, and Samsung S, Galaxy S, and this weird, let's bogus phone. It's like a fake BlackBerry, or it's like a very BlackBerry inspired phone. But yeah, we're gonna go check those out in the next video. Oh my god, this was tough. Actually separate. Oh my god. Okay, so there's the battery. This one looks cleaner. It doesn't even have a SIM. Was this even used? Like, completely used? I know this is used, but like, this is almost brand new. Yeah, it's a bit filled with gunk there. So let's just pull this thing out if I can. That's really. Oof. That was stuck. That is not good. I'm not even gonna test this one. Like, well, I'm already taking the battery, so it's already too late. Let's grab it like that, and then just fold and put it there. Yeah, this is. Yeah, that was bending it. This is really bent. Look at that. Well, you can't tell anymore since the battery's out, but it's kind of bent. In person, it's how the light is hitting it. You can notice that it's bent, but I don't think the screen. Kind of. Wait a minute, was the screen popping out? No, it wasn't. No, that was just the light. Wow, that's... These weird speakers. So weird. Why is there just 2? And the whole phone. Unless these little holes are actual speakers as well. Wow, that's... The smell might be so powerful that I can't even smell anything. It's... Wow, that's... Let's grab it like this. That is really pregnant battery. But I don't have any space to put this, so I'm gonna have to empty this, which we will be checking out all these phones in the next video. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and maybe I'm gonna check out another phone which was originally for this video after the Note 5. So I'll be right back. So yeah, here it is. This is the iPhone 11, I think. I hope it is. Wow. As you can tell, this is most likely not turning on. So let's just push these 2. This is just, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these 2. I mean, I haven't really cleaned this one. So right after we talk about this guy, maybe I'll clean this one. So let's just put this one right here. So, yeah. So this one, I actually tried turning it on. I think it is on right now. I think it is on. Hold on. No, it isn't. Maybe. Yeah, it is on right now. Can you see the little lines right there? Let me see if the big white stripe which appears here. Yeah, no. There's nothing. Yeah, this might just have completely died. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. But yeah, this is dead. But this one, the thing about the iPhone 11 is that this was the first phone. Well, it is the first phone since it was recent, to not get, discontinued out of receiving updates this year, which it was originally gonna be unsupported, for iOS 27, but now it is. It was a miracle. So all those iPhone 11 users will still be with us for the next updates. But I don't think they'll be getting iOS 28 once it comes out next year, because then the iPhone 12 is next, and that's gonna be, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some chaos about that one. But yeah, this is just a screen protector. As you can tell, this is just a screen protector. The actual screen is completely shattered. Oh yeah, now you can see the lines of it turning on. That is the phone. That's actually on. Yeah, I think that's just burnt in now. Could that be the battery? That may be the battery. But yeah, I really wanted to test the cameras since they're in pretty good condition, and as well as the front camera and the front speaker, which on iPhone 11s and iPhone 12s, the majority of the time they stop working. Yeah, that's just completely dust filled. Look at that. The port as well. It's really dusty. Maybe I can get some out. No, that's all stuck in there, and I'm pretty sure that just made it get stuck even more. But yeah, this iPhone is completely destroyed. Yeah, wow, not as impressive, but it's not really that deep. So it was just really the screen, just not really a good screen for iPhones. And now that we just ended off with the iPhone 11, let's get cleaning this guy. And I'm gonna use the same napkin because there's nothing else, and that's why I removed the iPad. And I might just not put it here because of all these old phones. They're pretty, well, it's pretty self-explanatory why I'm gonna be keeping the iPad under there. So yeah, this thing, here we go. This will be a mess. There will be a lot of dust on this thing. Let's, from one swipe, oh, it's really, it's better than I thought. But the On5s were one of Samsung's most bought phones, not only for their cheap price, as well for the feature, for its, ultra customizable and repairable features with the thingy right there, and with the SIM storage and SD, which I think this may be one of the last phones to ever have that upgradable storage, integrated upgradable storage that Samsung put in there. I wish Samsung was still that generous today, but sadly they aren't. I mean, they're giving you now 2 screens on a phone for $2,000, but, and watch out if you would want the trifold, which is discontinued, and it's $3,000. Yeah, after cleaning this guy, he looks a lot better now. Really shiny. Look at that. It shines now. It's a lot smoother now. This, I don't think I'll be able to get it clean unless I just have to pull it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that out to clean it. That was really stuck on there. Look at that. I have to get that off with this. That's really stuck on there. That's the, like, 11-year-old glue. Tape? Glue? I don't know. It's really stuck on there. Look at that. There we go. Kind of. And now we'll just kind of try to clean it. And this little phone suffered a lot. Oh, I just noticed that. Oh my god. It has a hole right there. Yeah, this is not working. The alcohol must have like seeped into there already. Well, and with all the cracks, the alcohol probably already reached the backside. Yeah, that's that for this guy. For the On5, for both On5s, which still, I think there might be still some people using this guy, since it's still pretty up to date, and Samsung really doesn't give their phones updates. They just give the necessary updates, and just like 3 updates or 2 or even 1 nowadays. Like the Fold and the Trifolds and the S25s. I think their last update might have been Android 17, this year's Android. But since Samsung's so lazy on giving them updates, people just use these guys instead, which kind of just are simpler to use and not filled with a bunch of unnecessary stuff that each update brings. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. That just came from the other phone. And there it goes. It's not. Yeah, but these phones, they're really, really dusty. Like, look at this. Let me see if it happens again. Yeah, look at that. It's really hard to get off. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that might be all for this video. It was pretty short in terms of the phones that we saw, since we only saw 2. Unlike last video, which we saw 2, but it was different, you know? Because we had these guys, which had a lot more to do with them. Which they're still on. They're still turning on. Let me see this. Yeah, this one's out of battery. But yeah, and this one I replaced the background right there to the normal iPhone 7 one, which it really surprised me knowing that this was an iPhone 7. But yeah, that's it for the video, for the main video, that is, because there's still something that I want to show you guys what we will be looking at next video. So in the next video, we will be looking at the iPhone 10, maybe the 10R. Yeah, this is really nice looking, and maybe it'll actually turn on. Not only the iPhone 10, but we will also be looking at, let's see, the iPhone, well, not an iPhone, this is a Samsung S, the first Samsung ever, which I already removed the battery because it was also dying, and I don't know what that was, but I'll worry about that later. But here's the iPhone SE. I think, maybe, I do not know what iPhone this is. Maybe it's an SE3, due to it not having the name right there. But yeah, we'll be looking at these, and maybe, just maybe, the iPhone SE2. Yeah, that's why I think it's an iPhone SE3. Or maybe it's an iPhone SE2. Who knows? Maybe this one will work. Maybe, just maybe. This one obviously works, since it is, I have to connect it to work, since this was the phone which I used before the iPhone 17e. This is the SE, iPhone E. I find it sassy. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Tune in for this guy. This is the main one I want to see out of all these. Or maybe I'll just skip a few of these. So don't get your hopes up. Maybe we'll only be looking at this one and this one. Or maybe this one and this one. Or maybe this one and this one. Any combination. Well, see you guys in the next video.